State. Cameron Indoor Stadium ready to go crazy. With Clark Kellogg, I'm Carter Blackburn. This triple-header day, kind of an early look at some of those Final Four contenders for San Antonio. I'm guessing you think Duke is one of those teams.
Without question. One of the highest octane teams in all of college basketball, 94 points a game. And the Florida State Seminoles have been Grinch-like defensively, one of the better defensive teams in the country.
Both these teams just one loss on the season, so it's a matchup of top 25 teams. It's the ACC home opener for Duke. So for Florida State, you have two seniors in the starting lineup, Angola and Kofor. And for the Duke Blue Devils, very talented but very young. Four freshmen with Grayson Allen, the lone upperclassman who plays big minutes, the lone senior in the starting five for the Duke Blue Devils. Duke 0-1 in ACC play with a loss at Boston College to open up. Trayvon Duval said it was a wake-up call for this young team. They are undefeated no more, learning they're not invincible, even with the big deficits and big comebacks. It has been, as Mike Krzyzewski said, we have tried to establish our base with a young team.
When you're playing a lot of games, as they did the first 21 days of the season, hard to get that base established. That guy there, though, is a key barometer. When he plays like an All-American, Grayson Allen, Duke is hard to handle.
And the numbers weren't good in that BC loss, 5 for 20 shooting. But Coach K said more than anything, it was the body language of Grayson Allen saying you can't hang your head anymore. You are the senior now.
That's right. Lead by example in production and personality.
Man, here's Kofor. The seniors lead the way. Grayson Allen on one end and Kofor from three for the Seminoles.
He's been lighting it up from three, 7 of 12 in his last 3 ball games, 17 points a game as well for Kofor.
And Clark, here's one thing you know about the Seminoles. They're going to D you up. They're going to make it as hard as possible. As Trent misses his first look. So Angola, from defense to offense, Duval got in there, but a foul called for Mike Krzyzewski, whose head coaching career began at the United States Military Academy Prep School, now in his 38th season, nearing 1,100 wins overall, over 1,000 wins just at Duke.
Mind-boggling the numbers when you think about what Coach K has done, not just here, but throughout basketball. And he's got a young team, probably the most unique team he's had in terms of youth, combining that with the size that this team has, which means you have to alter how you go about things, particularly at the defensive end of the floor.
Angola gets them both Florida State 5-2 start. And you see some pressure from C.J. Walker in the backcourt.
Yeah, they like to pick up man-to-man. They won't really press you on. Most of the time it's just man-to-man, picking you up and making you work.
Allen in the corner. Misses his first look from three. Angola has the board.
Carter, that's going to be the big key, one of the big keys. Can Florida State play good defense and defensive rebound the ball?
Kofor misses his second look. Bagley is poked out of bounds. Off Bagley, says Mike Eads. So Florida State keeps it with a 5-2 lead for the Gastonia, North Carolina native Leonard Hamilton, 16th season coaching Florida State. Somewhat quietly has built a consistent winner in the ACC at Florida State year in, year out.
He's done it wherever he's been. Oklahoma State, Miami, 30 years as a head coach in college basketball. He really is one of the unheralded, outstanding program builders in college basketball.
That was in the cylinder, so wipe out that bucket for the Seminoles.
This is not FIBA, so you can't fool with it when it's on the rack.
The lanes look different too, right?
Just a little bit.
Duval swatted away by C.J. Walker. That's one of the big matchups. The sophomore C.J. Walker against the extremely good ball handling Trayvon Duval.
Enjoyed talking to him and a number of the other Florida State and Duke players yesterday. Really high quality individuals. C.J. does.
High quality! Marvin Bagley, the third!
The pogo stick posterizer. Marvin Bagley the third.
High above the rim and quality, Mr. Kellogg.
You got that right.
That's a big way to get your second bucket of the game for Duke. Obiagu kicks it out. Walker in the paint, takes it right to the shot blocker corner. Block number 1 for Carter and the Blue Devils.
Mismatch. Got to go to work.
Yep. Mounts in the house, and it's Walker who gets the foul on Wendell Carter. He sees him on both ends.
Yes. And Bagley, so quick, so long. His bounce is phenomenal. And when he catches it that close, you're getting posterized.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. 5-4 start for Florida State. And here's Wendell Carter Jr., freshman from Atlanta Pace Academy. One of the main points of emphasis for Mike Krzyzewski with this young team, talking on defense, communicating. When we talked to Wendell yesterday, he said, naturally, I'm a quiet guy. One of the reasons I came here to Duke to play for Coach Krzyzewski is to become more vocal.
Yeah, and Coach K will bring out the best in you. He demands it. And wherever you're weak, he's going to help you get better in that area. And that's pretty impressive for Wendell Carter to come here for that to be part of the reason he chose here. A lot of reasons to come to school here to
there's
play
a lot
basketball.
of good. There's some good reasons to come play for that man, the Naismith Hall of Famer. Lane violation, and hence why you saw that extra shot for Carter, and able to even it at 5. Duke shows pressure, man breaks it, tries behind the back. Obiagu can't finish at the rim.
Didn't catch it cleanly and therefore wasn't able to get the shot up and down.
Duval quickly in the paint.
Offensive foul.
Yes, it is. Warded off with that other hand. You and Mike eat both sides quickly.
Yep. You got to keep that chicken wing tight to your body, Carter. When you extend it away from your body, here's Duval. There you see that left arm right there. Framed up like a chicken wing, and that is his second foul. Duke, not a very deep team. Florida State is. So that's one thing to keep an eye on, folks. The depth of Florida State, the lack of depth for Duke, and Duval now has to sit with 2 fouls.
So you bring in Delorier, so you get a whole lot bigger, but without the elite ball handler Duval.
Exactly. He leads the ACC in assists, does Duval.
Inside, tough catch, Kofor. Poked away, manages to get it back out to Walker. Kofor takes it right into Delorier and over Carter as well.
Well, we sat down with Phil Kofor yesterday, Carter. What did he tell us? We have to fight.
That's right.
We're not coming to play. We're coming to fight and to compete. And he's leading the way. He's knocked down a 3, and that was a fighting basket he just converted there. That's
the voice of experience, and from Kofor saying it's not X's and O's. You just have to bring it the whole time.
Yeah.
And Grayson Allen on the baseline.
Duke backing out of the full court pressure now. Now sitting back in the zone. This could be an effective defense for Duke as they grow in communicating and recognizing how to use length and stay tethered together. The zone defense could be really good for them.
They go 6-10, 6-10, 6-11 with this lineup. Shot clock winding down. Walker, shot fake, tough one with Delorier in his face. Carter there to clear it. Allen, long outlet. Delorier catches, can't finish, but guess who can? Mr. Bagley. Allen and Bagley have combined for 8 of Duke's 9. Obiagu turnaround. Push off Duke basketball. Marvin Bagley III, we told you. Young but super talented.
The only guy in the 2010 club in all of college basketball, Marvin Bagley III, bagging Duke's groceries. Marvin Bagley III, and there you see all of the freshmen across college basketball, at least the top double-double freshmen in all of college basketball, and the Blue Devils have a pair of them.
Yeah, and how about the resurgence of the big man in college basketball? What about a decade where we didn't have many, and now all of a sudden you have a wealth of talented guys this year at least.
No question about it, Carter. It's one of those changes that come about when you least expect it. The game has become much more of a smaller game, a pace and space, a three-point shooting, stretch 4s and 5s. But across college basketball, there are a lot of good back-to-the-basket big guys.
So Grayson Allen now running point. Duval picked up that second at the 17-19 mark in a tie game. See how the Blue Devils fare without him. That was touched by man. Duke will keep it.
Well, this is going to be tough now. Gary Trent Gary Trent Jr. rather, is more of a catch and shoot guy. He's going to have to help Grayson with some of the ball handling responsibilities with Duval saddled with the foul trouble.
Bagley looking for it. Instead, a deep three. Missed by Trent. Pulled down by Kofor. MJ Walker, the sixth-man freshman power puncher for the Seminoles. Turnover. Man lost it. Taken away by Trent. Run out. Trent bumped at the rim. And Cabangeli will get the personal. So you have Obiago in the starting lineup. Cabangeli at 6'8" off the bench. Florida State was really hoping that Chris Kumaji could be ready for this one.
Yeah.
Foot injury, hasn't played since November 19th, but when you go against the size of Duke, you want all the size you can get.
No question about it, and they're not sure when Kumaji will be able to return, but they anticipate when he does come back, it adds to the depth and obviously the size. He's 7'4", a rim protector, and it helps them be able to effectively pressure on the perimeter when you've got another guy back there with Obiagu that can block shots.
Rattles home to give Duke a 4-point lead, largest early for the Blue Devils. Trent Forrest running point for Florida State. He'll alternate with C.J. Walker.
Facing the zone defense now, you've got to probe the seams and be ready to shoot good open perimeter shots when they avail themselves. That's a bit of a force and a settle that time by Walker. He's been feast or famine, Carter, MJ Walker. He's had 7 games where he's made 23 threes, and he's had 5 other games where he's gone 0 for. So it's feast or famine with MJ Walker. When he's hot, he's on fire. When he's not, he doesn't contribute.
One of the reasons why Leonard Hamilton has gone very deep on his bench. I mean, he has played 10 guys early this year.
He's actually played 8 or 9 already right now. That's his nature, though. He likes to keep his guys fresh and aggressive at the defensive end and try to wear down the opponent.
Off the third Duke turnover. Man kick out. Walker again. Fearless. Count it. Regardless. It goes in. That's 3 points.
And it may be a good sign for MJ Walker. There's a travel by Grayson Allen. Indecisive. Keep your dribble alive. No reason to pass it if guys aren't ready and you aren't ready to make the pass. Keep the dribble alive. Nice penetration and pitch there by Terrence Mann, who's an outstanding wing playmaker. And MJ Walker thankful for the plexiglass.
Soft rims are good. Soft glass works as well. It's back-to-back turnovers by Duke. Both of them dead balls, so you haven't had the run-out chances for the Seminoles. But Jordan Goldwire's into the game for the Blue Devils also.
Another ball handler out there to take some of that load off of Grayson Allen.
Forrest.
Like that. Love that.
Another 3 try from Walker. That's 3 straight threes. One of them has gone down.
Well, that's what he does. And good penetration and pitch for the open 3 by Florida State that time.
Allen off the shot fake. Bagley underneath. Tough finish. Bagley. He can hammer it down that time with the finesse.
Yeah, he's got a great touch. And the length and the feel. All of that.
Savoy tries a deep 3. Some settles for Florida State.
Little quick. You can move the ball in defense and still get that shot later on in the shot clock.
Trent, runner in transition. Gary Trent Jr. with a floater. The son of the Shack from the Mac.
Hey, man. Oh, nice man cave.
Nacho?
What? Stop it.
We've been saving a lot of money ever since we switched to Progressive.
This bar is legit.
And now we get an even bigger discount from bundling home and auto.
I can get used to this.
It might take a minute.
Swing and a miss. Slam dunk. Touchdown. Sports.
Number for Duke, 0-1 in the ACC. Get the CBS Sports app or inside access to your favorite teams. Watch highlights, get breaking news, scores, and more. Download the CBS Sports app today. Florida State down by 5. This equals the largest deficit this season for Florida State. They came back and won that game at Rutgers. This different field in the rack.
Little different feel, and they've got to be more judicious with the shot selection. Good job out of the timeout. That time by Florida State. They get a baseline jumper in that short corner, which is available against the zone defense.
And no surprise, out of the timeout, they go to the senior Kofor.
Yep. Reliable and productive.
Allen in the paint. Shot fake, and it rolls in for Grayson Allen.
Makes it 12-2 points in the paint. Duke. No surprise with the size they have up front. But still, you don't want to get dominated in that area if you're Florida State.
Forced off the bounce. Caught off by Goldwire. Taken away. Trent in the open floor again. Trent attacks. Oh, from Wendell Carter Jr. The Blue Devils bedeviling on the offensive glass.
Well, able to take advantage of the turnover there and have a numbers advantage. Florida State's got to be much more strong with the ball.
So make it the largest deficit of the season for Florida State. Kofor takes another one, rattles home the three. The senior from Fayetteville, Georgia.
Steadying the young Seminoles. They've just been a little anxious at times offensively. Some quick shots that have allowed Duke to get out in the open court. Oh, you can't lose this guy.
First made three of the game for Duke. Comes from Grayson Allen. The lead back to 7. 9 early points for Grayson Allen, looking like the All-American Coach K demands he play like.
Yeah, he's one of the premier shooters in all of college basketball and is an excellent scorer as well. He's not just a shooter, but he's an elite shooter and an outstanding scorer. That's a lethal combination.
Forrest hits that one over Wendell Carter Jr. Duke 5 of its last 6 from the floor. Allen pulls up again. Contested 2 with Walker's hand in his face. 11 of Duke's 24 from Grayson Allen.
That's a tough shot against good defense, but that's what Grayson Allen can do. Another quick one, and that's Walker.
So Florida State, after that cold stretch, has made its last 4 buckets.
It's going to be one of those feast days for Walker, because
yes.
He makes 2. He usually makes 4 or 5.
You think it's going up again, Clark?
Yeah, oh, without question.
Bagley, high off the window. Carter. Count it.
Well, I love the way Wendell Carter works that weak side glass. It's not just his size. He keeps his feet moving to get position, and then he's able to finish when he squeezes those missed shots.
So the Blue Devil big men helping the guards out. Now they're helping each other out. Duke by 6.
The sub above difference is grilled. Because if you're making a cheesesteak and you're not using a...
Playing like an All-America. He's got all the maneuvers you want in an offensive player. Great stroke. Can go both ways off the dribble. Can attack you on the drive. But he has been very sharp here in the early going.
How about that for a bounce back from the bad night? BC 5 of 20, 1 for 9 from 3. So second time out in ACC play. Blue Devils trying to avoid 0-2 in the ACC for the first time since 06-07.
Yeah, and also take care of home court. No easy games in this league. Perhaps the best conference in the country. Good look that time from Man. Just a little strong.
Clark, the big question was, how would the Blue Devils survive without Trayvon Duval? Got his second, not even 3 minutes into the game. Lead still at 6 with him on the bench.
Dominating points in the paint. Good job that time by Florida State, although a late whistle and a foul called on. Not sure. There are a number of Seminoles in the neighborhood. I think they got it on Cabin Gelly, I think.
It is. Oh. I think it's on Angola.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, it's basically a pick'em.
I think they announced 25 and the foul was on 11. Thursday on CBS, catch Shamar Moore in the first new SWAT of the year. It's an episode you don't want to miss. Thursday, 10/9 Central, only CBS.
Boy, Wendell Carter, he's got a nice stroke, but he's left some cheese at that line. I think he's missed 3 of them, hadn't he, Carter?
That's right.
Yep.
Lob dunk. Kabengele finishes it off.
Nicely done that time by C.J. Walker. Really impressed with this young man in our visit with him yesterday. For a sophomore, a lot of poise, but somebody went to sleep on the backside there.
Turnabout, alley-oop, fair play.
Yeah, that diagonal pass, Carter, when you're facing a zone, especially with the way Bagley can bounce, you just need to get that thing up over the rim.
C.J. Walker, tough runner.
Yeah, it really was. Good aggressive take. But you got to communicate, be locked in defensively against this Duke team. They average 94 points a game because they can hit you in a lot of different ways.
Including Goldwire. Couldn't knock that one down. Kabengele boards it.
Yeah, but I like the execution by Duke. Probe inside, space the floor, and then get a good look outside.
Angola attacks it at Carter. Bagley pulls it, has the ability to do that.
He can pat it a little bit.
That's 6-11, and now lines up. Seminoles bring it back down 5. There's Walker, right at the rim.
Big time move right there. M.J. Walker, I know you can shoot that triple, but that'll add to your repertoire if you can get to the cup like that.
Leonard Hamilton raves about him. Character, says great attitude, very coachable, humble.
Good defense too that time on Allen.
And yet, wide open Delorier couldn't make him pay.
Just because you're open doesn't mean you should shoot it.
So C.J. Walker attacking, drawing the foul.
Yeah, I've talked about Duke's offense. They average 94 a game, but the Seminoles average 85 a game, so they're capable offensively as well. Good look here against the zone. Great pass by Grayson Allen. Again, that diagonal look, so hard for a defense to handle, especially when you can throw it up top to a guy like Bagley III.
Seminoles are 11-1 for the second straight year. Last year they started 15-1. Already this year, road wins at Rutgers, at Florida. A lone loss. Orange Bowl Classic to Oklahoma State. Duval back in the game with 2 personals. Allen off the shot fake. Tough look.
Better job defensively on the boards, and man casual, not recognizing somebody was behind him there.
Carter pokes it away. Allen gives it right back into the hands of man. Long Allen Walker. Soft dunk.
And what a great job by Terrence Mann. Gave it up, stayed with the play, and that was a perfect pass. If that pass isn't on target where it was, Walker's not getting that layup. He put it right where the defender had no chance to get in his path once he caught it.
Duval finger rolled to end what was a 6-0 Florida State run.
Yeah, good move by Coach K to get Duval back out there. Tight game. He's got 2 fouls. You just got to trust him to be able to give you some quality minutes without picking up that 3rd foul.
Baum will get another foul. This is what the Seminoles came to Cameron Indoor to do. Get out and run off the D.
Exactly. They average 9 steals a game. There's one by Terrence Mann. And that's M.J. Walker walking to production.
8 points are in the paint. 8 for their last 11 now for the Seminoles. That was after the slow shooting start. They've gone inside of the Seminoles. You knew the Blue Devils were going to be formidable inside, especially with Carter and Bagley.
No question about it, but you see the bench point differential. Again, we talked about the depth of Florida State versus Duke's relative lack of depth. And M.J. Walker, one of those guys coming off the bench.
Now, you love your food analogies. You said feast or famine. So what is M.J. Walker feasting on this pre-New Year's Eve?
Well, he knocked down a couple of threes. The first one was a bank, and then he got open he got down court on a couple of finishes. So he's actually doing what we call drive-through and dine-in eating. The drive-through,
you got both options.
You got both options. The drive-through is when you're out there knocking down threes. That's outside. You don't go inside. The dine-in is when you go in and order and sit down in the restaurant. And that's points in the paint, okay?
There's some of that here in Durham as well.
Yeah.
Good dining recs from our buddy Andy Friedman. 9 to shoot here for the Seminoles. Off the bounce, Walker. Follow, another one for Kofer.
Well, I tell you what, tit for tat, the seniors leading the way for their respective clubs. Grayson Allen for Duke and Phil Kofer for Florida State. Rock solid and steady, both of those guys.
Last 10 in the paint now for Florida State to get it back to 1.
Zone defense here by the Gators. Point of attack. C.J. Walker pressuring the ball.
Marquise Bolden into the game for Duke. Trent, step through, mid-range. Tough rebound, Bolden. Allen with a find in the corner for Trent.
Beautiful. That is terrific basketball off the offensive rebound. You catch the defense in rotation, you make the extra pass, and you should get an open shot.
Walker cut off. Man there to help him. Give it right back. Kofer.
Bill's bringing it. You know, he was locked in when we sat down and talked to him. I mean, you could see the eye of the tiger in this guy.
Injury play career. Ankle and back injuries last 2 years. Says he feels the best since his freshman year when he was a starter. And he has a purpose. Like when Clark asked him yesterday, what do you got to do? Fight. Duval bumped, counted. Chance at a three-point play for Trayvon Duval.
Duke just doesn't let up offensively. They're always in attack mode off the dribble with the pass for the threes, and excellent body control here by Duval. Jump stop, feel that defender, concentrate on the rim, hoop and harm, and a chance for three.
Duval has only 5 made threes on the year. He's shooting 15%. But one of those threes, as he completes that three-point play, that started the comeback versus Florida when they were down by 14. So a sign of what is possible with Trayvon.
Good point.
Back into the hands of M.J. Walker. Wow. To the rim, follow Culver. That was just outside the cylinder.
But the penetration nicely done by Walker on the ball reversal. Boy, good activity. Both ends of the floor here, Carter. I mean, both of these teams doing a lot of good stuff.
Last time the Seminoles beat the Blue Devils here in Cameron, it was a buzzer beater. Big to big, draws a foul on man on the floor as Bagley feeds Carter.
Yeah, lower body root canals are not allowed in basketball.
That sounds awful.
It is. That's why it's a foul.
And that's now 7 on Florida State, so 1-1 bonus coming here for Wendell Carter Jr. Misses the front end. Bagley fighting for the rebound. That's a tie-up, and the officials are going to get in there and separate quickly Bagley and man to make sure this doesn't go any further.
And I think we're going to have a review here.
And it's going to be Florida State basketball on the tie-up. So possession error to the Seminoles, and now going to make sure there's no elbows, flagrant in there.
No flagrant elbows. I don't think there was any.
So Mike Eads, Jeff Clark, Brian Dorsey, our officiating crew here today, to the monitor to make sure nothing flagrant.
Good work here by Bagley to get in a position to even rebound it, and just because of the I don't think so. Mild, slight, not enough perhaps to, let's see. Good work by Bagley, tussle, and well, I would let that be a play on.
You know, referees use the term a lot, a basketball play. All right, if it stops being you're making a play on the ball, then they're going to get you one.
Yeah, I think there was some momentum as Bagley tried to shake free from the Florida State player there, and it may have looked as though he was trying to give him a little bit of a chicken wing, but he never really made contact, and the motion was not that demonstrative. So I think this is just a tussle that you move forward from.
It's a heck of a play by Bagley to get that basketball.
Oh, no question. Showed you his quickness there and his pursuit of the pumpkin.
So if this is anything we would anticipate as flagrant one, that's
no question. If that would be the stretch. But again, see, that's the move right there. Well, from that angle, it appears that it was more than just an attempt to shoot that elbow. It looks like he actually did make some contact.
So after the conference, both head coaches are called in.
Yeah, I think this will be a flagrant one because he did get that elbow up a little bit into the chest there.
So a chance for Florida State with 2 shots and the ball down by 3. This could be consequential for the Seminoles here, the 4:56 mark, if indeed we do get a flagrant one.
I said I think it's a flagrant one, but I'd be fine if it wasn't. But I think it will be called a flagrant one.
I think you could probably guess which way this is going to go. Still haven't had the official announcement. This looks like it's going to be a flagrant one on Bagley.
Number 35, Marvin Bagley, the third. That is his first team foul, number 5.
And that's the first foul on Bagley. It is flagrant one. 2 shots in the ball. And it'll be Phil Cofer to the free throw line there for Florida State. Cofer, who has the last 6 points for the Seminoles. One more shot and the ball was going to Florida State anyway on the tie-up.
Those hurt. You got a chance to add 2 to your total. A little different, though, without any bodies at that line. But still, the basket or the distance doesn't change any, so you should be able to knock them down.
Right. And yet, those crazies make it hard on everybody here, don't they?
They add a little extra drama to the occasion.
Well said. Poked away by Trent. Walker gets it back. Walker attacks Carter. Creates from man. Kick to the corner. Cofer knocks it down from outside. Missed the 2 at the line. And then buries the triple to even it at 37. Grayson Allen can't respond. And the Seminoles run again. Man stops. Walker. And a big board for Bagley.
Nice push here, too, because you can maybe get something early.
Duval, heavy traffic.
Not a good look there.
Out of bounds, back to the Seminoles. Another chance to take the lead for Florida State.
Nice job here by Walker, MJ, to penetrate. And then the extra pass by Terrence Mann has done a nice job a couple of times probing. And that's one of the things he said he's really proud of in his game is his playmaking ability. The fact that he can get guys shots even if he's not getting his own.
Hasn't scored in the game, man, but still making plays for the Seminoles. He's their leading scorer, 0 so far. Duval lobs it up. Bagley, that's a tough catch for the big man. Somehow corrals it. I mean, that is, when you talk about supreme talent, just to catch that ball and get a foul, remarkable.
Yeah, when you talk about talent, you're talking about those things that are unteachable that guys make look routine, and he does that catching the ball.
Whereas early it was not quite routine for Bagley or the Seminoles. We're even at 37.
Your pizza now comes with this play.
Correct, Carter. I'd like to lock in the teams. Conference play, the heat goes up, the intensity raises, and so you get to see more of what a team is like because of familiarity, the increased scouting, all of that stuff. So Clemson has been very impressive. Penn State is an offensive team that I think has the potential to be quite good. Iowa State has 3 outstanding guards that can make it tough for opponents. So again, at this early stage of conference play, a couple of teams that I've put on my watch list, if you will.
With our producer Todd Carrick, director Renardo Lowe, Carter Blackburn, Clark Kellogg, at the 429th consecutive sellout at Cameron Indoor Stadium. But the free throw line's been an issue.
It has. I was just thinking about that. A lot of cheese being left at that line by Duke. That was 2 misses by Bagley the third, and I know Carter has missed 3. So that's 5 for sure that they've not converted on. Back to man for Duke now.
Obiagu back to Cofer. Cofer gets it back. Rejected by the shot clock winding down. So Trent in transition draws the foul and one. Duke back on top, end to end.
Defense to offense, Wendell Carter. I think Obiagu has to go a lot stronger when he gets that opportunity inside. But the block leads to the transition, and it's just hard to get matched up when you're cross-matched in transition. Penetration by Kofor, the block by Wendell Carter, and then the attack by Gary Trent Jr.
Well, that was defense to offense, and chatting with Gary yesterday, he said if we don't start communicating on defense, we will get destroyed in the ACC. That's coming from a freshman. Pretty strong word.
Yep, and it's accurate, too.
Angola, good find. Obiagu, that's what you're looking for, Clark.
You got it. Try to dunk everything in the paint when you're as big and as athletic as Obiagu is.
7-footer from Nigeria. Michael Ojo, by the way, now playing in Serbia, rather. Off the window. Bagley follow. Carter fighting on the offensive glass again.
Well, there's only one big guy out there for Florida State and two for Duke. So it puts you at a disadvantage on the board. But one way to make up for offensive rebounds that you give up is to make threes.
Angola from Colombia. Mom and sisters in the house today.
First time for his sisters to see him play live.
And just the second time for Mom to see him play in the U.S. Says, think about how incredible this opportunity is every day.
Yeah. He actually got a little emotional talking about it.
Here's Angola again.
On cue, a little long. Big time off. Backside board that time by Obiagu.
Offensive foul on Obiagu, an easy one to call, so that wipes out a chance for the Seminoles to take the lead with just under 2 left before the break. Tuesday on CBS, celebrate 2018 with Michael Weatherly, and the first new episode of the year. It's a can't-miss bowl Tuesday after NCIS, only CBS. Duke's averaging 94 and Florida State 85. You expect this kind of score before the half?
No question. Both teams attack. Florida State does it with multiple players in terms of the scoring. Phil Kofor and M.J. Walker carrying the load so far in this first half. Grayson Allen's been brilliant for Duke, and the big fellas, Bagley the third and Carter, getting it done as well.
Another offensive board. Bagley right to the rim off the offensive glass. Another second chance bucket to give Duke the lead.
Just want to finish the half strong here if you're Florida State. Good shot selection. Don't let Duke have a surge to end the half, and that's a foul on Bagley, the third. Bagley's so good at chasing down missed shots, and then he's got such grace in getting to the rim. I mean, it's a one dribble, glide, and finish. And one of the issues for Duke going forward is the ability of the big guys to play defense on the perimeter some, because a lot of teams will play small ball and be willing to try to mismatch Duke at the defensive end and then just gang rebound at the other end to make up for the lack of size.
Off the inbound, off the glass, and a big smile for Phil Kofor. He'll take it, and the Seminoles will take the lead with a minute left before the half.
What a game. What a half for Kofor. He's got 22. 22, Carter.
That's fight. Duval, another miss from 3. Bagley on the bench, just picked up his second. Forrest slips it, drops it off. Cabin Kelly fouled on the way up. So quite a burst from Florida State into the half.
I like it, too. A little bit of a 2-for-1 here. You don't see that often in college basketball. I don't know if they did it on purpose or not. I know this wasn't on purpose. Not banking it from that angle, but you'll take it. Phil Kofor. 22 of them in this first half.
At his career high 22 versus Oklahoma State has 22 in the first half. Wednesday on CBS. Don't miss the winter premiere of the new drama SEAL Team. Wednesday, 9, 8 Central, right here on CBS. Three-point Florida State lead.
And perhaps could get the last shot here. Full court, little full court pressure, token. Now you got to match up.
Duval and Bagley both on the bench right now for Duke.
And the key here is if you can force a miss, can you rebound effectively out of the zone? Only one of the big guys out there for Duke, and he's taking a perimeter shot. So nice job by Florida State. You need to take the last one here.
And a chance to go 2 for 1. Angola sets it up. Off the screen. Angola attacks on Carter and gets a foul. It's on the floor. So wipe out the bucket. But you get a foul on Carter. And a chance to score again with 5 seconds.
Well, this is a pretty impressive little segment here by Florida State, Carter. I mean, the zone, attacking off the dribble. Got the 2 for 1. Well, actually, it may not now because it might be 2 for 2 because Duke will get a chance if this free throw goes down.
So the former,
get the last shot of the half.
Former Washington Wizards head coach with some NBA experience, Leonard Hamilton.
Yeah, impressive.
Angola gets the front end.
Now let's see what they do defensively if he can make this. They're getting instructions from the bench. I would think they might put some full court pressure in play here. At least maybe defend the inbounder. Don't let Duke walk into an opportunity in the last 5 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, they're denying the ball inbounds. Good job here. Now you got to be ready to scramble. Oh, that hurts.
Allen bumped by Angola. Oh my goodness, double bonus, and Grayson Allen to the line with 3.6.
And Leonard Hamilton just put his back to his team.
Oh,
oh man.
What a mistake when everything's rolling right. 7th straight for the Seminoles.
Well, the bad angle, see? He overran it, and he was in a bad position, and that leads to the foul. He should be squaring up Grayson Allen, not trying to run in. You know, you got to square him up, which means you take a different approach, a different angle.
Allen to the line. 11. Still stuck on 11. That leads the Blue Devils 3 in double digits. Trent has 10. Bagley has 10. So it's still a 7-0 run right now for Florida State.
And a chance if this free throw goes down to perhaps get another shot. Even if it doesn't, if they cleanly rebound, they might get another shot at the ball.
Allen gets 1 of 2, 88% shooter.
Let's see what we got here. I want to advance it as far as you can with the pass. He's got to look at it.
Angola, deep 3. Ooh. Had a good look, but it's still a 7-1 run by Florida State to close the half. And the 24th ranked Seminoles lead it 49-45 at the break here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. 4th ranked Duke trails at the half again. We'll send you to Adam Zucker in New York with AT&T at the half.
Strong last 3+ minutes of the first half. There you see the difference in the three-point shooting. Plus 15 points there. The free throw game. Duke left a lot on the line, missing those 7 bench points. You'd expect Florida State to win that battle. And Walker, part of that 16 bench points for Florida State.
First half stats brought to you by Coca-Cola. So we have an important officiating note here. Brian Dorsey went down in the first half. He is unable to come back and finish this game. So we're down to 2 officials, Mike Eads and Jeff Clark. If we have an injury update on Brian Dorsey, we will pass it along to you. But from 3 officials to 2 excellent officials as Duval gets the poke and the lay-in. Back to a 2-point game.
You can expect Duke to come out of the locker room a little more aggressive defensively, man-to-man. Want to pressure the ball, and they've got to tag him.
Culver now with 25. That is his new career high.
So one of the problems for Duke with the 2 big guys is one of them usually has to play a perimeter guy. And it's a tough cover that far away from the goal for either Wendell Carter or Marvin Bagley III.
Obiagu gets a block there on Carter. Duval gets it started.
Excellent anticipation there by Duval. And then a good finish here as he's able to beat Terrence Mann. But then penetration by C.J. Walker. That corner three is the highest percentage three you can take. And Kofor on fire.
The Hustle Award goes to Chuck Walsh, Florida State Sports Information Director, who hiked it up here to tell us Florida State has led at halftime each of its 13 games. Meanwhile, Duke, all 3 games in Portland, trailed at the half, came back and won.
Well, something's going to give today, partner.
Kofor, that's an offensive foul, push off on Grayson Allen.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Leonard Hamilton indicating to Kofor, let's move it. Let's move it. Let's not try to drive it off the first move or the first pass. Nice job by Grayson Allen. And again, you can move laterally as long as you're in legal guarding position, and that's exactly what Grayson Allen did there to draw the foul. I trust that Brian Dorsey's injury is minor and one he'll be able to come back from soon.
Allen missed, another offensive board for Duke. This time Gary Trent Jr. Deep three, Trent. Fight for another offensive board. It's won by Carter, but another rejection, Obiagu. How about a third time? And now a foul on that third attempt. Obiagu,
oh, he's a shot
manning
blocker.
up.
He's a shot blocker now. He came into the game having blocked 33 of them in very limited playing time. I think he gets a block about every 3 minutes of playing time, which is ridiculous. And there you see him continuing the challenge with that offensive board work by Carter Jr. and Bagley III, always impressive.
And then Kofor takes it right away on the inbound and gives it up.
They've got to move it. Try to move the defense. There you go. That's a little better. Ball reversal. Get the defense moving a little bit. Then you can attack a poor closeout. In other words, if a defender is helping away from the ball and then the ball gets swung and he runs out to try to guard the ball, if he's not on balance and squared up, that's when you can attack him.
That foul is the third on Duval. So they survived with him on the bench with 2 early personals in the first half. Still trailing at the break, but Duval now gets his third, stays in the game. Walker, the confident sophomore lefty from Indy. Talked about his role, how he has to go back and forth with Forrest. He says, I literally do not care. I just want to win.
Yeah, I was really impressed with his maturity and his focus. Duval, not known as a three-point shooter. That's not his game.
Run out. Do we say he's confident? Walker takes it right at 3 Duke defenders. Blue Devils bring it back. And then Walker from behind into the hands of Bagley. Kick out Allen. Off the shot fake. Grayson Allen to end a back and forth stretch that pulls Duke within 5.
Big time shot fake by Grayson Allen. Excellent hustle by Walker, but his effort was admirable, but his decision making less so.
Glass is out, but it's still crazy here at Cameron. Allen with the steal, and then he's bumped on the way up.
He does such a nice job with the shot fake. Good pass here from Bagley III. Sends that defender to the paratroopers club. There he is, availed himself nicely here. Got in the passing lane, the view of Marvin Bagley III. Terrence Mann was the one who tried to get there and got pump faked out of position.
And that was senior savvy by Allen to go to the free throw line when it was clearly on the floor. So even with 2 officials, they had that one. Bagley pump chance and a 4-point play. In the corner, Bagley steps out and then earns a trip to the line. That's 6-11.
Yeah. He's got a nice looking stroke though. I mean, you look at the form, the mechanics, all very solid. It's not the strength of his game, but he's showing you he's capable. He's made a handful of threes over the course of the season. And I think he'll get better at that part of his game as he works on that long distance shot. This is the one you want to see him cash in though at the free throw line, because you know the way he works inside, he'll get himself to the line quite a bit.
A 4-point play. 7 straight for Duke to get back within a point. And goal on the floor. Before the shot, it's on Alex O'Connell. Coach Krzyzewski said this team is kind of like a really nice beach house. It's lovely, the view is incredible, but not really to withstand a huge storm.
And that's the youth.
And you got a house inland, you can more withstand it.
Great analogy by Coach K, as this young team, as most teams are in transition, evolving into who and what they'll become. But when you're as young as Duke is, it's more of a long-term journey.
Trent. Duke on top. Angola rejected. Follow. Stripped away by Bagley. Trent on the run. Finds Allen. Pulls it back. And now Grayson Allen off the bounce. In trouble. Bagley there to bail him out. 12 straight for Duke. And the Blue Devils, another second half comeback maybe underway. Timeout, Florida State.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still...
Run for Duke, but a technical foul on the Florida State bench, making it even tougher. And you got to deal with the bigs all game long. Our AT&T Fast Analysis dominant on the offensive glass.
We talked about it at the very top. Buffet style on the glass. Plenty of seconds is what Duke does better than any team in the country. These two big guys, Wendell Carter Jr., Marvin Bagley III, they are just relentless in pursuing missed shots. And with their length and timing, as Leonard Hamilton tries to get re-robed after getting a little frantic with what transpired on the court. But this 12-0 run, as Hamilton picked up the technical foul, was fueled by poor, impatient Florida State offense. Not to discredit Duke. I mean, they made plays and have made shots, but Florida State got a little antsy offensively, took some poor ones, some quick ones, and that led to Duke being able to make this surge.
Grayson Allen had a rare free throw miss in the first half. Gets both of these on the technical and then back to Duke. So the run is 14-0 right now. And a Duke team who came from behind against Portland State, Texas, and then laid down 14 to Florida. Came back and won it. Trailed in the half here again. Cofer has a big answer.
And you think about a 14-0 run, it's still only a 2-possession game before that. So if you're Florida State, you focus on that. Let's settle down, idle down, and get a quality look. And sure enough, Phil Cofer did. That's an offensive foul on Gary Trent Jr. And you wonder if that's a basketball play. But again, when that elbow is up high and above the neck, it's hard to say that's a basketball play.
That is a first on Trent.
This cheeseburger and shake for $3.99 might be the best deal ever.
Next time I'm buying.
Okay, let's shake on it.
Okay. TJ's handshakes regarding real ice cream shakes and cheeseburgers are void if Pete is wearing a sweater and a plaid shirt.
Oh, man.
Get a cheeseburger and a small hand-mixed shake for just...
Our two remaining officials wanted to look at this play. Gary Trent Jr. got the personal foul to see if that rose to the level of flagrant. The answer was no.
Exactly, because he fouled him with the forearm to the chest and then the elbow. That's a natural move to get the ball up over your head. So no foul, and it looked as though M.J. Walker was trying to sell something there. So good job by the officials. Just a comment. Actually, no foul at all. Yeah, no foul. No foul, right, Carter. Yeah.
So wipe out the common foul on Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, just some incidental contact, not rising to the level of a foul. Yeah. And maybe a touch of a flop as well.
Just a touch. Allen, another good shot fake into the paint, right at the shot blocker. No chance at the follow. Carter tapped out. Seminoles on the run. Angola, give it back to Cofer. Why not? Big bump, play on. Carter gets a loose ball.
Probably the only shot I think Cofer has forced. Wasn't on balance and didn't get a good one.
And now Allen again. Kick out. O'Connell.
Big time.
The freshman from Roswell, Georgia, who played game with one of his biggest buckets of the year for Duke.
Beautiful execution that time by Duke. Probe the middle of that zone and be ready to throw it opposite or behind you.
Trent trying to step up the defensive intensity, gets his first foul. Now it's his first.
There it is. You get that into the middle, compromise the defense, kick it right back out. And O'Connell, this kid's a nice looking freshman. I know he hasn't played a lot. And that's actually the first bench points for Duke, that bucket by O'Connell. But I think he's got a bright future. Got to get stronger, but he's got good basketball skills.
Morris dumps it off. Foul called on Carter, going for the block on Cabangeli, a redshirt freshman from Burlington, Ontario. He's grown 3 inches since high school. I mean, you can even see with his body, it is in the state of change right now.
Yeah, kind of like a young colt. Kind of see it transforming before your eyes, but he gives them size and some versatility, and he's got a bright future too. He can finish around the goal. He can shoot the 3, defend multiple positions.
Averages almost double digits in just 15 minutes a game. This is the first. The new year means Young Sheldon's back with a new episode. Catch TV's #1 new comedy Thursday after The Big Bang Theory here on CBS. Cabangeli makes it a 5-point game again.
Token pressure here by Florida State. Got to make sure you tag shooters if you're going to get 2 on the ball.
Allen skip. Trent. Long rebound in the hands of Forrest. Forrest around O'Connell. Feed. They're going to call it. Wow.
Oh,
on the floor.
Man.
Wipe out the bucket. And Kofor is giving it his all.
Just by a nanosecond was that not continuation. Penetration by Forrest. Catch. Wow. Boy, I think that could have easily been an and 1 there.
I think Phil agrees with you, and that's the 3rd on Bagley. Both he and Duval now have 3.
That could be a problem. A long way to go in this one, Carter. And that foul trouble, it's hard to stay aggressive when you don't have much bench reserves and you've got 3 fouls.
So big minutes here for both O'Connell and Bolden.
Yeah.
Into the post, here's Bolden. Off the feed from O'Connell. This is the 2nd try. Terrence Mann brings it back. Still scoreless in the game. Florida State's leading scorer. They've done it without a bucket from Terrence Mann, who averages 15 a game.
Yeah, he hasn't really looked at the goal because he's been creating for his teammates and doing a nice job of it. And Cabangeli. That's an and 1 opportunity.
Wow. Fiondu.
Man. Good, strong, aggressive move as he just kind of buffaloed his way to the basket against Marquise Bolden. Impressive take there.
There's some former Duke Blue Devil players who know about Buffalo. With Cabangeli to the line. So that's 3 fouls now on Duval, Carter, and Bagley. And the Blue Devils are in for a fight from 24th ranked Florida State.
Yeah, pretty good response after that 14-0 run by Duke, by the Seminoles.
Trent in the paint. Strip, recovers, goes back up, and the scrum results in a foul. This is going to be consequential either way.
Well, we know Florida State is now in the bonus because of the foul trouble.
Foul is on Trent, and that is his 2nd, but it's not on Bagley or Carter.
Well, again, 13-16 to go, and Florida State still has a foul to give before Duke is in the bonus. Can the Seminoles cash in at the line?
Answer yes from Trent Forrest on the 1st.
And if you're Florida State offensively, you want to be very intentional about attacking inside with the foul trouble that the Blue Devils have. You don't want to settle for forced or quick perimeter shots when you've got a team in foul trouble. You want to keep the pressure on by attacking.
And this is going to be huge in the last 13-16, in addition to Florida State already being in the bonus.
Yeah, you're speaking the truth there.
5 fouls on Duke in the last minute and a half. Bagley at the top. Bagley to the rim. Follow. It spins in somehow. Leonard Hamilton saying on the rim, but I think that one may have fallen in on its own volition.
I agree. Another foul on Duke.
So that is 6 fouls in less than 2 minutes on the short Duke team, and that is going to be Duval's 4th.
Yeah, there was just some real funky backspin on that ball by Bagley III. Good job of attacking once that ball got to the middle, and again, he's so graceful, eel-like in his ability to slither and extend and finish against defenders.
And the Seminoles at the free throw line with Duval on the bench now with 4 fouls. He got the first 2 in less than 3 minutes in the first half. And now he'll sit for a while in a tight one.
Well, this is where you expect Allen and Bagley III to really be the players that Duke runs its offense through.
Bagley at the top. Power move. Oh, my. Marvin Bagley III.
Well, I love this young man's motor. I mean, he just stays locked in.
Back cut. How about that motor? Carter with the block at the rim on Walker. Allen attacks. O'Connell down the baseline. Finds Allen. Grayson Allen triple. Duke by 7. Cabin Kelly, fearless again, lost it, but a foul called.
Wow, that was excellent defense until the last moment, and I think it was Carter Jr. Oh, Gary Trent Jr. picked up the foul. Duke making it happen. Marvin Bagley III going to work from the middle of that zone. Wendell Carter Jr. These twin towers make it hard for you at the rim, and that guy there, Grayson Allen, that's wet. Offensive team with that threesome of Holder and Evans and Justice. Boy, playing really well for Bobby Hurley Jr.
Coached by a man who had some moments here in this building as well. He had some moments everywhere. Starting Tuesday on CBS Sports Network, ring in 2018 with the new morning team as Boomer and Gio react to all the New Year's Day college football. Look ahead to the NFL playoffs. Boomer and Gio, weekday morning, 6 Eastern, on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Boy, Carter, I tell you what, the last couple of times Florida State has allowed Bagley to catch it far too easily between the restricted arc area and the ACC logo. Man-to-man now, and perhaps for that reason, Leonard Hamilton seeing his team be a little too passive in the zone defensively the last couple of possessions.
7 to shoot. Allen off the screen from Carter. Shot clock winding down. Allen heaves it, and a bailout foul on the floor as Bagley goes flying. That's on Terrence Mann with a shot clock almost expired.
That happens sometimes when you're trying to fight a guy much taller than you, and you see clearly Mann with the push in the back, and it doesn't take much when you're behind an offensive rebounder to send him off balance. So a good call. Tough break for the Seminoles and a good opportunity here for Duke.
Allen has 20 in the game. So does Bagley, along with 13 boards already. Trent, floater. Another rebound. This time Carter corrals it. Into the hands of the Seminoles. Walker comes away. Walker pushing.
Good job to pull it out.
Cofer down the baseline. Pass. Bagley bothered at the rim by Carter. Second chance. No reset of the shot clock. Man! First bucket of the game for Florida State's leading scorer. Pulls them back within 2.
And that's probably only his 4th or 5th, made 3 on the season, I think. But he's such a cerebral player and excellent playmaker. Had 5 assists in that first half, and just gives them some stability in the ball handling area to complement C.J. Walker.
Bagley wants to handle it. Crosses over. Bump play on Trent. Carter tap out into the hands of Allen. Classic Duke. Bagley takes it for another second chance bucket for the Blue Devils. At the rim, C.J. Walker unafraid.
And that's a good decision there. He got the corner turned and had an advantage on the bigger shot blocker, got his body in there and finished. But Bagley, an absolute monster in the paint area.
Into Carter, that's offensive, wipe it out. So Walker at 6'1" takes the charge on the 6'10" Carter.
And that's part of youth. But when you're so much bigger than your defender, there's no reason ever to lower your shoulder. Why? Why?
I cannot answer that question.
Just turn around and shoot the ball. These guys want to be physical. There's no need. There's a time for physicality and finesse. But when you're 6'10" and the guy guarding you is 6'1", just turn and shoot it.
I want to tell you, I'm calling a charge on Clark right now in the booth. I'm C.J. Walker in right now.
It drives me nuts when I see it.
And that's the fourth.
And you've obviously seen the brunt of that.
Let me tell you, I got no shot defending you in the post.
Exactly. I would just turn and shoot it over you.
So that'll be the first personal on Clark Kellogg with the offensive
The big
foul.
point is that it is the fourth. That is a
and what a way! Yeah. And what a way to pick it up.
But that's youth. I'm not going to dismiss the fact that he's a freshman player. So that's something that he'll learn to do.
Obiagu off the inbound, gives it up to Mann. Forrest, Angola deep three, bumped, nails the triple anyway. Huge one from Angola to put Florida State back on top. Allen nearly walked.
I like when Allen looks to probe the defense because he's such a good driver. Nice patience and poise there.
Duval stripped on the way up. So Coach K talked about the beach house and how you're going to have to weather the storm. Well, the storm is here.
Yeah, it's here. The foul trouble, the tenacity of this Florida State team.
Into Allen off the inbound. Bagley. Follow Marvin Bagley the third.
Big time baller.
21 second chance points for the Blue Devils. And yet Bagley has to back off on the defensive end. And then a foul going to be called on Walker. Fighting for the loose ball.
Yeah, he had a tough break on the shot attempt because he had that one 3/4 of the way down. I like the little fella's competitive spirit and fight. And his decision-making has been pretty good for the most part. But here's Marvin Bagley III. There's not much you can do about this, folks. His timing, his reach, his touch, his motor, all of that makes him perhaps college basketball's player of the year at this point, although there's a guy down in Oklahoma that's making some noise too. But clearly, he and Bagley III are right at the top of the list of players of the year to this point. Jalen Brunson, you could throw in that mix as well. Oh, he's short on
this. The front end follows up. Remarkable bucket of the year for Marvin Bagley III.
I have no words for this one, folks. Just watch. Wow.
Hits this one. That's an easy way to do it from the line.
What a game this kid's having, man. My goodness.
Steal. Florida State in trouble, gets it back. Forrest in the paint, walked. And Grayson Allen telling Cameron Indoor to get behind the Blue Devils, locked in a 4-point game.
I'm not sure. I thought Forrest kept that foot down, that it looked a little more awkward than it actually was a walk. But nonetheless, turnover, and here comes Duke.
Bagley has the last 7 for the Blue Devils, 27 and 15 in the game. Only Jordan Murphy of Minnesota has more double-doubles in college basketball this year. A long way from done. On the attack. Angola takes it right at Bagley, who backs off.
Man, what a quick answer. Beautiful drive by Grayson Allen, and Bagley to third, and Allen are the guys that are carrying the offense for Duke, as you expect it to be. And then Angola not letting Duke rest at all on the attack after the made field goal.
And with a foul on Grayson Allen. So now Angola. Tell you what, Seminoles look prepared to play this one to the end.
Oh, yeah. They came for a full distance battle. So, too, did the Blue Devils. And we're the beneficiaries. How about that?
Duvall's out there with 4, running point for Duke. Carter on the bench with 4. 7 to shoot.
This is where Allen can be dangerous because he can drive it in. He's got the pull-up jumper.
Holds it up. Knuckler.
Shot clock violation.
Yeah, didn't hit the rim.
Yep. We got a break partner, and we need one.
Breathe deep, everybody. 7:32 to go at Cameron.
This is our workshop.
Oh, not at all. They've got terrific guards, and Jerome Robinson and Kai Bowman. They beat Duke earlier. They beat Duke earlier in a tremendous game, and you take a look at these numbers here. Duke starting to get it going from the three-point line. They've made 5 here in the second half from the three-point line. Points in the paint. But you credit a lot of that to Marvin Bagley III, Wendell Carter Jr. as well. Grayson Allen has been splendid here in this second half, as has Bagley III. And so far, Duke has survived the mounting foul trouble.
Duvall still out there with 4. Carter out there with 4 as well, out of the timeout. Angola lost it, saved it. Florida State, another chance. Gavin Gelly trying to shot fake Carter. Angola over Allen for a triple. Back to a 1-point game.
What a play by Angola, because everybody else thought the ball was going to be dead and out of bounds, and they got it back.
Bagley, another board, takes another bump, earns another trip to the line. That is the 18th rebound of the game for Marvin Bagley III.
Yeah, he's headed to the 30-20 night or day. This is Angola after he made a Herculean save of a ball that was headed out of bounds. Good patience here by Gelly, and then that's a catch and fire. Splash.
Bagley, the only player in the country averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, and he has blown well past that in this one.
That's an elite club at any level of basketball, and he's the only guy, as you mentioned, in college hoops doing that. Flirting with a 30-20 game today. But Florida's, he short-armed another free throw. So the free throw shooting and the foul trouble, if Duke's not able to hold on, could be what they look back at. Long way to go, though.
Bagley 2 for 7 from the line now. Man bump, that's on Bagley. That is his 4th. So now Duvall, Carter, and Bagley all with 4 personals, 6:45 left.
Yeah, we talked about it a while ago about the mounting foul trouble and how it was important that Florida State continued to attack, not settle for jumpers, and a good job there by Terrence Mann to go hard with the dribble and got his shoulder into the defender to force some contact there.
When you asked Terrence biggest concern about Duke, he said the concern is at the rim.
Yeah.
Well, now with Carter and Bagley both 4, that concern lessens.
Exactly. Well said. And the key is that you have to continue to be aggressive in attacking. Strong with the ball and take it to the basket area.
7th lead change. We still have 6.5 left in regulation.
And Duke has to continue to play through Allen and Bagley, and there's Carter Jr. Big bucket there, and he lowered that shoulder again. But he got the hoop. We've got
trouble right now.
That is exactly right. Can they survive it? Will Florida continue to attack? Can the Duke Blue Devils defend effectively without fouling? You talk about that youth, the necessity to talk, to communicate, to anticipate, all going to be important the rest of the way for Duke.
And no surprise zone with all that foul trouble. So into the high post, Cabangeli trying to back in. Man offensive board, still contesting Carter, but Man finishes it off.
Persistence pays, and Man with a couple of big baskets here late.
9 lead changes already. Bagley looking for Carter. They collapse, so it's Duval who finds Bagley for another dunk. Duke back on top. Angola, deep three. He was ready to follow a miss. Instead, he takes the triple.
He hadn't hit the rim on his last 3 threes. Pure.
Now Duval, they sag off him. Allen, Bagley, great find. Trent into the hands of Angola, and he pushes, euros his way to the hoop. 5 straight for Brian Angola, and a 4-point lead for Florida State. 7 times a Leonard Hamilton Florida State team. That's a big one for Duval.
Huge, because you could see Florida State baiting him into that shot, and he made him pay.
Just the 6th made 3 of the year for Trayvon Duval.
Not his strength, but sometimes you've got to rise up and make a shot, and he did there.
And he had one of the biggest ones in the come-from-behind win over Florida. Now trying to do it against Florida State. Cabangeli, knuckler, tap out, into the hands of Trent.
This is where he's really good, though.
Ooh, extremely good. Duval, that's now 5 straight for Trayvon Duval.
Great attack, change of pace, crossover, dribble. Doesn't get any better than that.
With 4 fouls, they still can't stay in front of Trayvon Duval to draw the charge. Back and forth, the ACC home opener for Duke. Florida State trying to take out a top 10 Duke team for the 8th time under Leonard Hamilton. Angola got hot, but Trayvon Duval has an answer. Believe it or not, there's still 4:12 to go. Foreshadowing, we take you back to January 2012. Last time a Florida State team knocked off a top 10 Duke team. It was Michael Snare with one of the 6 game winners in his Seminole career. That snapped a 45-game home winning streak for Duke. There's still 4:12 to go in this one, but we may get there at the end.
I tell you what, these Seminoles have fought and fought. Big shot after big shot, big plays. Duke has responded. Florida State has responded. Multiple runs and lead changes. And like you said, plenty of time left in this game to determine the outcome.
For those expecting to see Villanova Butler, that game will be available at cbssports.com/live as our triple header on the road to the Final Four continues. Angola again. Wow. Knocking it down. Wow. His family from Columbia in the house. Angola having his best game as a Seminole to put Florida State back on top. Bagley another board. Fine for O'Connell. Floater. Taps. And a foul called. One of our 2 remaining officials, Mike Eads.
Florida State's inability to finish the defense with the defensive rebound costing them mightily here in the second half.
How about Mom Ophelia's sisters, Carol and Michelle? First time his sisters have gotten to come to the U.S. and see Brian Angola play. He left home at age 12 to begin a basketball journey that's now resulted in his senior year in the U.S. a critical player. As you said, it was a little bit misty when he said, what's it going to be like to have your mom and your sisters here watching you play against Duke?
And they've seen him perform at an excellent level. Brian Angola, he's been the offense the last few possessions for Florida State.
From Villanueva, Colombia, on the eastern edge of the Colombian Andes.
Sometimes that extra adrenaline can really work for you. And that's been the case for Brian Angola and the Seminoles. Looking to attack this zone defense from Duke.
Florida State has brought the fight. Now can they finish? Angola, another deep one. Trent, that's going to be push off on Trent. And now he has 4. Blue Devils with 4.
Good look for Angola again, and there's the push. And again, it doesn't take much. A little nudge in the back when you're behind a player going for a defensive rebound is enough to gain an advantage and warrant the foul call.
And those 4 tremendous freshmen, all of them McDonald's All-Americans, all of them with bright futures ahead. Mike Krzyzewski says the future is clear. These guys are going to be great. I'm concerned about the right now, and right now there's great concern for all 4 of them.
Yeah, with those fouls. 2 big free throws from Mann. Now again, zone defense by Florida State. Can they force a miss and then rebound the defensive board? That's where Duke's offense has been at its best. Second shot chances after misses.
Duval misses another triple. Fight for the loose ball. Carter on the floor. That's going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it on this end.
Again, they force a miss. Can't corral the rebound. They're actually pretty small out there, are the Seminoles, because that's the best offensive unit Leonard Hamilton has, but he's given up a lot of size to Bagley III and Carter Jr.
Carter fakes. Angola didn't bite. So over to Duval, and time to finish. Trayvon Duval. Tied at 93. Duval nearly got the steal. Kick out. Walker. Fight. Trent wins it.
Good look by Florida State there. Walker just a little strong with it. Oh, beautiful.
Carter corrals out the look from Duval. Duke on top.
Duval's been outstanding the last 3-4 minutes. Making shots and making passes.
Man on the baseline. Takes it at Carter. Lost it. Forrest attacks. That is offensive foul. Carter draws the charge. And he gets to stay in the game.
What a play by Carter Jr. Duval off the ball movement. Duke's done a great job all half moving the ball. Good finish here. Nice pass from Duval again, and Duke +2 with the ball.
Trent, triple. For those expecting to see Villanova and Butler, that game now available. CBSSports.com/live. We'll get you there as soon as this one is over. In tight, play on. Walker took the bump. Duval attacks again. And finishes again. Around Phil Colfer. Duke by 4 with 1:33. Timeout, Florida State. Cameron is indeed crazy.
So you didn't get exactly what you wanted this holiday season? Good news. You can still get a great deal on the Buick you've always wanted. Just go to your Buick dealer.
Ring in the holidays with Buick. Get up to 25% below MSRP on most 2017 luxury SUV models. That's nearly $10,500 on this Buick Envision Essence. Experience the new Buick this holiday season.
Mike and I are both veterans, both served in the Navy. I do outrank my husband, not just being in the military, but at home.
She thinks she's the boss. She only had me by 1 grade. We bought our first home together in 2010.
His family had used another insurance product, but I was like, I've had USAA for a while. Why don't we call and check the rates?
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
There's no point in looking elsewhere, really. We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
The Florida State timeout was Leonard Hamilton's last with 1:31 to go.
And it's been Trayvon Duval. Allen's been brilliant, as has Bagley the third, but the last 3.5 minutes, it's been the Trayvon show. Drives, he's made a three, he's dropped dimes, all of them needed, all of them clutch.
So Wendell Carter Jr. plays stellar against Florida. After picking up his fourth, you could say the same for Trayvon Duval in this game. All of this is with 4 personal fouls, this explosion.
Out of the timeout now. You've got to attack if you're Florida State. Drive it, maybe penetrate and pitch for a three, or get something at the rim. Good look for Angola.
Angola, long rebound, taken by Duval. And now Trayvon pushes again. The 5, Bagley, foul, going to the hoop on M.J. Walker. Bagley back to the free throw line. The one Achilles heel today for Marvin Bagley III.
Well, off the miss, here comes Duke right at you, and Bagley running that lane. Gets himself to the foul line, but Duval again with the perfectly timed pass in transition. What a monster day for Marvin Bagley III. He, too, has played a significant amount of time with the 4 fouls.
Another free throw miss.
That's Florida State. If whatever happens here, make or miss, you don't have to get a 3. You need a quick, quality shot.
C.J. Walker fouled out. That's one of the 2-point guards that the Seminoles use. It's now Trent Forrest. Rest of the way for Florida State. 7th straight for Duke. Sparked by Trayvon Duval. Man kick. Kofer. Out of bounds to Duke. Still 1:03 to go, but you start thinking about weathering a storm for young freshmen, getting a major test in the ACC home opener. And down the stretch, Florida State has missed its last 5 as the Blue Devils have tightened up on D.
Yeah, and now you can't foul if you're Florida State, or you don't want to. But if the floor is spread and a shot gets up on the rim, you got to think about defensive rebounding.
Allen, 5 to shoot in the paint. Floater spins out into the hands of Mann.
Got to attack quick now. Something at the rim.
4-second differential, 2-possession game. Mann floater. Boarded by Bagley. The biggest of the day. And the outlet, Carter. Bagley to Carter. Triple digits for the Blue Devils. Desperation for the Seminoles now. Kofer. Carter has the board. Into the hands of Allen. And the senior has it as the clock hits zeros. And the talented young Blue Devils grow up in a major way with their first ACC win of the year. 100-93. Duke over Florida State. So for Clark Kellogg, our entire crew, I'm Carter Blackburn. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports. We'll send you out to Villanova at Butler after these messages.